David here with Figboot on pens. Today I have for you a brand new updated version of a pen that I'm very fond of, and that is the Tactile Turn Gist. Now, this new version is completely replacing the older one. So what I'm going to do today is go over the parts and features of the Gist. I'm going to talk about the new version and how it differs from the old one, discuss what I care for and what I don't care for about the pen, show some measurements, size comparisons, and provide a writing sample. And stay tuned to learn how you can win this very pen courtesy of Tactile Turn, who provided this pen for review and for me to give away. Though I will say I won't be giving away this specific pen, but I'll explain more about that later on. Tactile Turn is run by a man by the name of Will Hodges, who is based a little bit outside of Dallas, Texas. He founded the company back in 2012, and Tactile Turn offers a number of different fountain pens as well as some very cool ballpoints and roller balls. Will has previously launched a number of pens via successful Kickstarter campaigns, but for this new Gist he opted to just not have an official campaign and basically make them available directly to purchase from his site. And this is the pen, the Tactile Turn Gist. Now, Will's goal with the original creation of this pen was to keep things as simple as possible, with an end goal of producing a pen that he didn't need to explain to folks, that they would just inherently get the gist of it. And I feel that Will has been very successful in that. This particular model is made completely of titanium. Now, the Gist is available in a number of different materials, everything from opaque acrylic, white Delrin, there's black Delrin, brass, copper, and even this titanium. There's also a number of options available on some of the models, like a black clip, as opposed to this one that is exposed metal, or a different colored section, things like that. The main difference between the older version of the Gist and this new incarnation is the overall length. Both the cap and the barrel are longer than the original model. The longer barrel better accommodates most standard international converters. While the pen does come with a converter, there were certain replacement converters which didn't fit with the shorter barrel of the original Gist. You can see here, this is one of the original ones, and overall it's maybe about a ½ inch taller, but in essence it's a little bit in the cap and a little bit in the barrel. The sections are the same size. Let's start by taking a look at the end of the pen. The top of the cap is flat with a beveled edge. There's a finial, but the seam is barely noticeable. And then we have the standard Tactile Turn clip, which is rather rigid and thick and a bit on the tight side, but it's still flexible enough to be functional. The cap does angle up a little bit, and the last inch or so of the cap is straight. This pen does not have any cap band or branding to speak of. There is a small step down to the barrel where it's straight for about an inch, and then it has a slow taper to the end of the barrel, which is similar in size and shape to that of the finial. And like the finial, it is flat with a beveled edge. The distinguishing feature of the Gists are these grooves. The cap and barrel and section have grooves encircling them. And these are grooves, not rings. Think of it like the grooves on a record. There's one long groove on each part, and they provide a very interesting and unique tactile experience. Now, the cap does twist off. Now, this is another one of the changes made to this version of the Gist, that Will implemented what are called Higby start threads for the caps. Now, Higby thread is also known as like a quick start thread or a blunt start thread. Essentially, it smooths out the first kind of partial thread, so the meeting of the cap and the barrel feels smoother, and there's less chance for cross-threading, and it's more secure. It does only take a turn and a half to uncap the pen. On the original Gist, it took about 3 turns to do the same. Once you do uncap this pen, you are greeted with this very nice number 6 box steel nib. For an additional cost, you can alternately get this pen fitted with a titanium nib. I do like the number 6 size. I feel it fits this pen well. And this particular medium nib is extremely smooth. It really glides across the page with minimal feedback. And here's a look at the plastic feed. The grooves on this section really aid you in maintaining your grip on what otherwise would be a rather slick metal section. I find it to be very comfortable, and I really enjoy the feeling of grooves on my fingertips. Now, there is a plastic insert on the inside of the cap. The main purpose of this insert is that you can post the pen more securely while avoiding kind of metal on metal contact. And while it does post securely, I do feel that the metal cap slightly throws off the balance of the pen. So I prefer to use this pen unposted. This is a cartridge converter pen. A converter, is included, and it does accept standard international cartridges. The Gist ranges in price depending on the material. The Delrin models start as low as $99, up to this titanium model, which starts at $219. If you care for a titanium nib on any of the models, that option is available at an additional cost as well. I really enjoy this incarnation of the Gist. I really like the size. I even like the feeling of the groove rubbing against my hand when you're using the pen. And like I said, at the beginning of the review, Will actually sent me this pen at no cost to review and to give away to one of you. But as soon as I tested it out, I knew that I really don't want to give this pen away. I told Will to basically send me an invoice for this one and to please send me another that I can give away. I think that it kind of says something about the quality of this pen that I really wanted to hold on to it. And he was nice enough to send another model. And just to note that the pen that I'm giving away is a fine nib, and the one that I'm showing here is a medium. What I'm going to do is I'll put a link in the notes below to Tactile Turn's website where you can check out all their models. They're worth taking a look at. Even though it's one of the lesser expensive models, I really like the looks of the opaque acrylic model a lot. That's what I might need to check out in the near future. In regard to the giveaway, in order to enter, you need to be a subscriber to my channel and leave a comment on this video in YouTube. If you are a Patreon backer, I greatly appreciate your support, and you can alternately leave your comment there instead. In regard to a comment topic, the Tactile Turn Gist has a distinct tactile feeling in your hand. I'd like to hear from you. What other pens you feel provide a unique or satisfying tactile experience? The comment topic is not required. It is just a suggestion. Today is Saturday, January 12th, 2019, and you have until end of day on Tuesday, January 15th to enter. Now, I've had folks ask on occasion how I announce the winner of contests. What I actually do is after the winner is randomly selected, I reply to their comment wherever they left that and give them a deadline for getting back to me via email. Once I make contact with the winner, then I will post their name, usually their username or their first name in the notes of the contest video. For the last contest, I actually made a community post on YouTube announcing the winner as well. I don't want to overdo those community posts, but I might announce it through those as well. We'll see. If you take a look at the community post, you might just get a sneak peek as to what pen I'm going to be reviewing next week. About a week ago, I put up a poll and let you decide what pen I will be reviewing. Okay, now it is time to take a closer look at this pen with some measurements, size comparisons, and a writing sample. Here we go with some size comparisons for the Tactile Turn Gist. First of all, here it is with the older incarnation, and this is one of the Delrin models. And actually, this is probably one of my favorite features on just about any pen, is this Damascus steel finial, and then there is a Damascus steel section here, and I just love this material. Unfortunately, it's not available on the new model just yet, but I just love that section as well as the finial there. Then here it is with a Diplomat Aero, and here it is with a Lamy All-Star. And in regard to some other pens, here it is with a TWSBI Go. Then here it is with a Pilot 823. And then finally here it is with a Montblanc 146. So here we have the Tactile Turn Gist. This is a medium steel nib. And the ink I'm using today is Pelikan. tanzanite. This is what the ink looks like. It's a nice blue-black, kind of more on the deeper blue side. Here it is next to a Bungbox 4B, so it's almost a little darker than that. And it's not quite as blue as something like Diamine Midnight, which is one of my favorite blue-blacks as well. This is what the Edelstein bottles look like. They're really nice bottles, kind of heavy in the bottom and very thick, but you are able to be able to get just about any nib that you want to in there, but they're nice. So let's go on with the rest of the writing sample. As I mentioned in the review, this medium Bock nib is extraordinarily smooth. It really does slide across the page. You can get a little bit of line variation out of there, but there's minimal feedback when it comes to this particular nib, and I like it a lot. And the flow on it is nice in regard to some reverse writing. It works just fine. And in regard to some fast writing, the feed keeps up just fine. So here we go. This is the Tactile Turn Gist. We'll call it 2.0, even though on the website it just says the Gist, and there's no 2.0 or version 2 or anything like that. But this is the larger version, and all of the versions that are available on the Tactile Turn site right now are the newer model. So I encourage you to check those out. Thanks again go out to Will from Tactile Turn for providing a pen for review and for giveaway. Don't forget to leave your comment so that you have a chance to win what I feel is a very special pen. So until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.